Hello, everyone. I am a representative of the Department of Human Services Division of Emergency Preparedness and Safety Operations. I am honored to record a video to provide some resource information to families of the Pennsylvania School for the Deaf. This video provides a brief overview and was not developed to offer a thorough review of all the resources available during an emergency or a disaster, or to help you prepare, but it is a place to start as you look through the various resources that are provided and find information and that supports your family and the needs of your family. Next slide. My name is Sina Jenkins. I am the Disaster Disability Integration Advisor, as I said, for the Department of Human Services, and I am pleased and honored to present to you. Next slide, please. Are you ready? Do you have an emergency kit? Have you thought about how to prepare for an emergency or a disaster? If you research disaster-related information on preparedness, you will find some resources on how to build resiliency in your children and for adults, including the resources provided by our partnering agencies such as the Red Cross on how to build resiliency in your children. Educating yourself and your children on what to do in emergencies such as whom to call, where to go, how to ask for help. Have they memorized important phone numbers, or do they have you all identified trusted family members or friends that they can count on or is reliable to come to their aid if needed? Have you thought about how to evacuate your home safely even during a fire and practice those plans? Have you taught your children how to use a fire extinguisher, or what to do if there's a tornado warning? All of these skills build confidence in your children and allows the child to build resiliency to recover more quickly in the days to follow. Next slide, please. I apologize. Slide 4. Communication and warning systems available in PA. There are a few PA alert and warning systems that are available that you can register for and sign up to receive emergency notifications. These links can be provided upon request or can be accessed via the Pennsylvania School for the Deaf Family Education Series webpage. The first warning notification systems is the Alert PA messaging system. You can search for Code Red or Alert PA in your browser, and you can simply register for an account and select the types of incidents or emergencies that you want to receive notifications for, whether it's weather, road closures. There's also 511 that PA has. You can receive email, text, or telephone voice messages that you can receive a call. There's also Ready PA, which provides a lot of up-to-date disaster emergency related information statewide, even for incidents such as COVID and the pandemic, including, as I said, major traffic issues and how to prepare for an emergency. Also, the Philadelphia Office for Emergency Management has Ready Philadelphia, and it is pretty much the same as the statewide alert system. However, the main difference is this is just for Philadelphia. These notifications are just for Philadelphia. And the last bullet provides information on how to report suspicious activity. The Pennsylvania State Police have a lot of good resources available on their web pages, and you can download a mobile app that can allow you to report suspicious activity by taking a photo or sending a note. The app includes the same logo that is seen on the slide. Also, the PSP, which is Pennsylvania State Police, has a resource page for school safety resources, and you can find that at psp.pa.gov. The PA School for the Deaf utilizes a layered solutions visual alert system that I'm sure many of you are already aware of that pushes messages out to the campus via electronic signs, both in the interior and exterior on campus of the building. And if there is an emergency, such as a fire drill or lockdown, the alert system is triggered and warning announcements will pop up on laptops, Chromebooks, and other devices. If you want to learn more about the school's visual alert emergency notification system and other emergency plans, please contact your child's administration office. Next slide, please. Recommendations and resources for preparing for an emergency. The first bullet I want to go over is build a support network. Identify personal daily living needs. Do you utilize public transportation to get to work, the grocery store, the pharmacy? Think about where you would evacuate to. Do you have needs that require you to visit a doctor or other medical provider on a regular basis? And how would you get to those appointments in an emergency if you were unable to stay at your home for some time temporarily? If you don't own a car, or maybe you want to reach out to family members or friends and discuss what you would do in an emergency and how they can help you, and kind of establish an informal agreement or a plan on how to communicate with one another and coordinate where a pickup location would be. Contact your public transportation providers and ask them about their planning, and also your local emergency management agency or volunteer agency, such as the Red Cross, that responds during a disaster. They can give you information on your local community plans and any shelter locations and where they would be. The next bullet is a buddy system. If for some reason you have a family member that may have a permanent or temporary disability, maybe they need a motorized or power wheelchair to maintain their independence, or maybe they just had broken a leg and they need crutches, they use a walker, or maybe just were ill, had surgery recently, and they need support. Basically, make a note to reach out to them, check on them. How can you assist them? What would be a safe place for them to relocate to, depending on their needs? And just to always remember, don't rely too heavily on a buddy system where you're like, well, my aunt or my uncle said they would check on such and such, so I don't need to. Still check. We're here to look out for each other. So a buddy system is great, but also, it's good to follow up and check on everybody and make sure that they are in a safe place. What is resources on preparing for emergency, and including our partners at the Temple University Institute on Disabilities, Technology for Our Whole Lives, which is TechOwl. They provide assistive technology to support persons with disabilities to find tools and technology to help people with disabilities maintain their independence. And you can go on that website and look at it, which is very extensive, and there's so much information on there. There's so many devices that many of us may not even have seen before. So please, check that out. As you continue to prepare and plan for an emergency, another important activity is to pack what we refer to as a go bag. An inexpensive way to prepare a go bag is to pack maybe older clothing that you no longer wear, but it's still in good condition and you may be considering donating. Pack these items and keep them in a location that you can quickly grab them. Comfortable clothing, you'll want to pack clothes that you can layer, so that if it's hot or cold, you have that option to layer up or remove layers. Also, other things to consider is a family first aid kit. If you require certain durable medical equipment, motorized wheelchair, or other technology, you might want to write down the make, model, the vendor or business that you purchased it from, the insurance that you have, and all that type of information in case you were to lose that piece of equipment and need to replace or repair it. That resource information is just as important. You want to keep medications, at least a 7-day supply, and other medical items. Pack extra type of personal hygiene items, even if it's small travel size or whatever you can find that you can pack, and maybe even rotate it out. When you buy new, put another, some other deodorant or things in there, just so it doesn't get old. Laminate all copies of personal documents so that they are waterproof. Try to have some extra cash available in case you can't use your ATM or card or get to the bank. Try to keep all your emergency supplies and go kit in one place, close to a door, close to your exit, so that you can quickly grab them. And waterproof containers. With recent flooding, we know that that can also be as important as a good item to keep. Cell phone chargers, device chargers, if you can, emergency blanket for extreme cold. Maps of the area in case the phone systems are not working. Things to consider. Like I said, this is not a full list. This is just to give you some ideas and to get you all thinking about what you should have. Next slide, please. And let's not forget to prepare and pack for the safety of our service animals and pets. They need to have a place to stay too, and it can cause a lot of stress if you suddenly have to evacuate and couldn't take your pet, or you're worried about your pet, or you have no place to take your pet, because many of us love our pets. I know I do. So take the time to think about a plan on what you're going to do with your pets if you need to evacuate. Is there a family member that could keep your pet during an emergency? Also, assign in your household what family member, you can put the leash on the dog, or you put the cat in the crate, or if you have other animals, making sure you have some sort of portable carrier for them. Make sure that you have canned food and bottles of water. And like I said, storing all of this emergency items in one place at a location in your home that you can quickly grab is ideal. So the resource links I'm providing include information on how to prepare your pet, and you feel free to look at that. If you have a small mammal, bird, insect, maybe spiders, reptiles, especially children might have these different pets. Consider how you can get them to take them along with them, because having their pets with them can be a type of support for a child in a difficult situation. Also, would your vet be willing to keep a pet for you temporarily? Some veterinarians will. And like I said, these are all important things just to consider. Next slide, please. Slide 8. To summarize emergency preparedness, I touched on emergency notification systems, provided resources from our local, private, nonprofit, state, and federal partnering agencies. I offered considerations on what to pack for your family, including for your furry, feather, or scaly family members, and touched on evacuation. However, I wanted to highlight the importance of planning ahead to secure accessible transportation for persons with disabilities. And you can look over this slide and the points that I made. The link for the American Disabilities Act, or what we refer to as ADA, and its network of affiliated organizations and agencies, are a great resource to support persons with disabilities during a disaster. If you are a member of a religious institution or other community center that has accessible transportation, they are also good resources for your family. Contact these agencies ahead of time and ask questions and establish a plan if they can help you to evacuate during an emergency. And always consider a backup plan. Because as we know, incidents, disasters, and emergencies are constantly changing. We have to be flexible in our response. There are many national or statewide organizations that support persons with disabilities, and they will gladly assist families in planning and preparing for an emergency. So your school administrators, if you reach out to them, they can also help you to identify which agencies in your community would be helpful in your planning. Next slide. Also, here are some recommendations to get your family started in preparing for an emergency. There are also other organizations. On here I did list the volunteer organizations active in disaster. They are statewide. There is a Southeastern PA, what we call VOAD, and the state VOAD. And basically they connect with all the local resources and community agencies and have a network of individuals that can support you during a disaster and recovery. Please reach out to them, reach out to your local volunteer agencies, get to know your local fire department staff, emergency managers, and learn more about what their plans are and who to contact. There's also our Centers for Independent Living, the Disability Rights Network. There's also the Partnership for Inclusive Disaster Strategies, and there in some counties you have a local access and functional needs coordinator with your public health department. So there's many individuals out there and programs and agencies that can support you in planning for a disaster or an emergency. Next slide, please. In summary, I basically went over all of the things that I have pointed out here, and I want to thank you all for accessing the recording, and I hope that you all stay safe, everyone. And you can reach out to me if you have any questions, or your school administrator to learn more. Thank you.